Welcome to Class 9 of the Fundamentals of Energy. I tell you the following information, not to scare you or overwhelm you, but because having this information and working your way through it will have a massive positive effect on your energetic growth and training. Humans and animals have a physical body in the third dimension. This is rather obvious. What isn't obvious is that we have an energy body that connects us from the 4th to 12th dimension inside of the matrix. The matrix is the reality that we live in at this very moment, and it has a total of 12 dimensions. Negative entities target us with something called implants, mainly from the 4th to 8th dimension with a little bit in the 9th. Fortunately, before you get overwhelmed, you don't have to worry too much about this, as if you make the intention to see your energy body and work on the implants, you won't have to specify what dimension you're working on. So, in this video, I'm going to teach two techniques. The first is from a video Kelly in the Raw had up before her channel was deleted of her technique to erase implants that is very, very good when you're just starting. And the second will be my own, along with more in-depth information. Kelly's technique is fairly simple. What you will do is you will say, and you can do this right now, you'll say, show me my implants. And you'll then feel into your body, and you'll feel parts of your body that feel heavy or off or uncomfortable. Pick a spot and zoom in on it. Now, you most likely won't see anything. If you can see something, terrific. But if you can't, that's okay. I couldn't. What you will do is you will create something that will symbolically represent the implant. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll often have people picture a glass hollow ball with a color inside of it. The color represents the energy of the implant. Then you will create a portal next to it. It can be a magic portal, it can be a vacuum, whatever you want, but you'll create a portal with the intention to erase energy. Then you'll draw the color off the ball or the implant, if you can see it, until it's fully clear. Once it's fully clear, you'll take the ball or the implant and you'll put it in the portal, and that is the fundamental way to remove implants. Once you've done that, say, return my energy to me, and any energy that left with the implant will return to you. You may feel a bit of pain flare up as you've just removed a big energetic blockage. You may also feel tired as you've just used your energy to erase the implant. And now on to something a little more advanced. As you do this, you will begin to be able to perceive them. You can continue to drain the color out of them and erase the implant with that technique. You can create a sword and attack them that way and just hit it until it's erased. If you view on a part of your body and you just see implants everywhere, you can condense your energy into your hand, in your mind, or around you and blast it out, damaging and erasing the implants in its path. Just like with entity erasure. Don't overly complicate it and don't limit yourself. One technique that's fairly great is to create a ball out of your own energy in your mind and have it magnetize anything negative, and then have it gradually erase the negative things that stick to it. The way that I erase implants now is I feel energetically around my body, and then I find them and I energetically just pull them out of my body, and as they're coming out, I have my energy manifest on them with the intention to erase, and it gradually erases through them. Doing it this way, you can erase very major implants that are very large without losing track of them or feeling overwhelmed. I used to see what looked like large black corrupted tree roots in my wrists, and over a few nights while trying to sleep, I was just gradually pulling them out of my wrist. After a few days, the cloaking wore off, and I saw them as science fiction-esque metal cables and wire. You don't have to use your physical hands, but it can help you focus. In time, you'll be able to remove multiple implants from your body simply using your intention. Now, larger and major implants won't come back, but smaller ones certainly will, unless you've got a working shield. Now, you may, as you go through your body, see a pyramid and go, is that positive? No, unfortunately not. Well, most likely not anyway. If you see an implant and you think it might be positive, and they can often disguise themselves as things which you could perceive to be positive, attack them a lot with your positive energy and try and move them. If they don't take any damage and they don't move, then it might be positive. When I first started out training, a praying mantis entity showed up in my bedroom, which wasn't out of the ordinary as everything passed by my room, and sent a blue pyramid into my chest, which gave me a small power boost of about 20 to 30 minutes of training over 3 days. which I was pretty pleased about, even if I wanted it to stop, and believe me, at that time, I really wanted an entity to stop attacking me. I had no idea how. So I presumed it was positive, as why would these alien entities give me something that wouldn't benefit me instead of just outright attacking me like everything else? Later on, when this level of power boost was completely insignificant, the implant was still there, and I didn't trust any entities for very good reason after an event which is a story for another time. I asked this girl I knew who was very corrupted what she thought it was, and she said it looked like some kind of galactic energy bullshit something. I'm paraphrasing. Either way, once I figured out to flip anything I'd ever heard from her around, I presumed it was negative. So I attacked it with my own positive energy, and it broke, which it wouldn't have had it been made out of positive energy. I tell you this story to inform you that even if an implant is benefiting you, the cons of it far outweigh the pros of keeping it. This means if you have any sacred geometry, elephants, alien symbols, sacred objects like the four-leaf clover, the Ark of the Covenant, or the Holy Grail, and I've seen all of these in me and others, erase them. These aren't supposed to be inside of your body. Entities will often put implants inside of you in an effort to enter your wavelength. This means that if you're trying to sleep and a small girl without eyes keeps showing up and staring at you, she could be an external entity. But if this is a common occurrence, she most likely has a mummified finger or other negative implant inside of you. Often these implants can be made up of hundreds of smaller entities, I call entity swarms, that work together to create implants inside of your body and then manifest themselves outside as this little girl to scare you. This means that if you erase her, she may come back, because the problem was never a little girl, it was often dragons or small snakes working together. Fear not, once you know this, simply say, show me where she's coming from, and you'll most likely see the implant or entity realm she's coming from. If you just see black, attack the black until you can break through, and you'll most likely see the problem. Once you've erased it, then she will disappear from your life entirely. Not all entities related to implants are swarm entities, but it is fairly common, which is why I'm addressing it here. Going back to positive implants for a moment, an entity may show up on friendly terms in an attempt to gain your trust and give you a perceived power boost, which is most likely a falsehood. The longer this entity is around you, the more corrupted you will become, and soon you won't be able to tell what's real and what's fake, as it will feel real. It will also most likely take your energy to create and strengthen an implant inside of you to get a better foothold over you. There is a popular book series called Mistborn, which, minor spoilers, the creator hit the nail on the head when it comes to implants. One character believed he could talk to God, and while a small piece of metal that was embedded in his body that he didn't even think about did amplify his powers a little bit, it allowed God to convince him he was completely crazy, worsening his mental state and manipulating him to do the bidding of this entity. Other characters also had small bits of metal embedded in their body that they didn't even consider, which allowed this entity to scan their mind and show up as the ghost of someone they trusted, which then led them into complete chaos. Perhaps the author knows more than he's letting on. If you want to focus on a particular implant in general causing a particular problem, you can say, show me any implants causing brain fog, or show me any vampiric implants, and your energy will filter what you're seeing so you can more easily focus on these. Don't get overwhelmed. These implants most likely anything recent, and you just have to gradually work your way through them. Do it at your own time. This is a marathon, not a sprint. In the future, I will make videos on numerous major implants, as once you know what they are and where to look for them, it is simply a matter of erasing them. And that is Class 9 of the Fundamentals of Energy. Take care.